afternoon, everyone, or evening, or morning, or any time. God, why do I say that? It is the 29th of December 2024, so we're still in a Christmassy phase, as you can see, and you're looking at the 1.2 lounge, which I've covered on this channel a number of videos in relation to this one, and I just want to do a final video on it, and we'll come to the end and I'll tell you why it's a final video. But ultimately, let me just tell you a bit about this one. If you're new to the channel or you don't know, this is a BCA, so purchased from BCA in Enfield, back sort of late summer. And what have I had done to it? We had a problem with the lambda sensor, so I replaced the lambda sensor. Then I had a problem with the alternator, which seized, so needed a replacement alternator. And I'd done some work on this quarter panel because it was dented, so filled the quarter panel, resprayed it as well. Probably needed a few other little bits and pieces, but nothing, quite honestly, nothing really major from what I can remember. Oh, needed a new speedo or replacement speedo, so I did that as well. And yeah, so we were ready to go for the sale of the car. Just needed to give it a clean, but otherwise it had this fantastic interior. It's got this nice leather, I don't know if you can just see that in there, nice leather seats, like pretty, you know, it's like a pre-facelift 500. They've done a couple of these, and let's just zoom out a bit, there we go. They've done a couple of these, and I actually got the sister car of this. It's a nice colour combo, good nice little wheels, and yeah, and the nice little leather seats. So on a 64 plate, done about, I can't remember how many thousands, 90 odd thousand miles, I think. Didn't have a service history with it, but it's still, that would still demand, not been in an accident, but still demand some good money from it. So yeah, so we were getting close to the end, and you'd have one problem, fix it, and then another one would develop. So in this case, I'd fixed everything, got it working, and yeah, we were good to go. So what then happened was, got it back to mine and ended up checking the coolant level sort of pre-sale and noticed that it was low, so filled it up and ran it a bit, and I think I ran it for like 10 minutes, and then the coolant again would just disappear, which was a bit weird because I'd driven this back and from Enfield and had no issues with it whatsoever. So it then sat up for, I'll be honest, for about 3 weeks, because I couldn't actually see any problems with any coolant coming from the bottom, and there was no, well yeah, there just didn't appear to be any coolant coming from anywhere, but I wasn't 100% sure as to where it was going. So I thought maybe the water pump needed a new cam belt and water pump, and obviously you've got a potential that the coolant reservoir tank could be on its way out, and it was leaking from there. Those are generally the issues. Oh, and you've got the thermostat housing. So what I decided to do was go to a local guy who does some Fiat 500 gearboxes and stuff, and I sort of said, can we just get it up on the hoist so I can look underneath it a lot easier. So I drove it down there last week, I think it was, and drove it down last week, and we put it up on the hoist, got underneath it, and so number one was sorry, I should have said opened up the bonnet, opened the reservoir tank, and it was pressurized, so that was good. So it's like, oh, maybe there isn't such an issue. Didn't overheat or anything like that. The fan didn't kick in. Again, that's pretty good. So eventually got underneath. There was no leaking at all. So what happened was it was noted by the guy that he thought there was a bit of vapour coming out of the exhaust, and therefore he did a check on the coolant tank and did the old oh no, sorry, I should have said he listened to the coolant tank and could hear it bubbling away even after it hadn't been running for a while. So he sort of said, could be head gasket. And he did the check where you put the little thing, I can't remember what it's called, put it into the coolant tank with a bit of liquid, and then it goes in one colour and comes out another if your head gasket's gone. And yeah, 8 minutes in, you'll be pleased to know, or not pleased to know, you're now in the know. The head gasket on this 2014 Lounge appears to have gone. It drives absolutely fine. There's no indication, apart from if you didn't check the reservoir on the fuel tank, the coolant tank. What did I say? Fuel tank. The coolant tank. You wouldn't have a clue. You would not have a clue. So, yeah, the header gasket needs replacing. So, unfortunately, I'm saying goodbye to this. I can't justify the money to throw at getting it sorted, throwing in labour costs, getting the head gasket done on this car. I just can't. It doesn't really seem worth the effort all the time, and also, you know, if it was to be sold, can I guarantee that it will all be sorted and everything? So I'm going to cut my losses and send it on to Copart as a unrecorded Fiat 500, and someone else can deal with it. Now, what I should say is that this should get my money back. As I say, it's not damaged. There should be no issues with trying to get this through the auction and getting what it owes me back. It owes me roughly around $13.50. So my plan is to get that through Copart, pay the fees, which are around about 120, I think, when they collect it and they sell it, and yeah, I should get my money back. It's unrecorded and it's a nice spec car. So yeah, I will update you with what I sold it for through Copart as and when the auction goes through sometime in January. So yeah, that is the sad ending to this Fiat 500, I'm afraid. Could have had a new engine. Again, new engines, 250, then labour on top. Steel seal, wouldn't sort it, and I wouldn't want to put it in because I just don't trust that. And there you go. So we say goodbye. It's getting collected tomorrow, so I'll get the keys in a minute, open it up, make sure everything is out of the car, and yeah, it's off to Newbury Copart. That's where it's going. So I thought I'd update you. Let me know what your thoughts are on that, whether or not you surprised, what you think is would there have been any other signs apart from the low coolant that the head gasket had gone, and just let me know. Unfortunately, I'd love to have recorded this in the light, but work gets in the way, so you're going to have to put up with a darkish video. But anyway, that is a quick update on this car. Thank you all for watching. We can kiss goodbye to this and move on to our next car, and which we have lined up. God, it's even darker. these two here. Anyway, I'll see you all again very, very soon. Don't forget, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button for more, and I'll see you all later. Ta for now.